All right, good day to you all once again. So we will continue our discussion. So last time we talked about the different concepts and importance of listening. We also tackled about the four stages of listening. So this time we're gonna be moving forward with the next segment of the same presentation that was provided to everyone. So this time we're going to be talking about the different types of listening. Okay? So as we have already mentioned yesterday, so we spend a lot of time listening. In fact, we spend more of our time communicating with people. Remember that even not talking or being silent is already a form of communication. So what we are trying to point here is that we communicate a lot every day, and most of that communication we spend at least 75%, 55 to 75% of our time listening to people, listening to music, listening to lectures, conversing with people. So a lot of our communication activities are practically on listening. Okay. So there are five types of listening that we're gonna be covering right now. So we have non-listening, marginal listening, attentive listening, critical listening, and appreciative listening. Actually, in other lectures, you will see different types of listening, but we're gonna be focusing on these five only. Other information about the different types of listening can be read in our course website that has been sent to you also in your respective messenger chat rooms. Let's start first with non-listening. So very obvious, the name says non-listening, so hindi nakikinig or intentional na ayaw makinig. So it takes place when receivers consciously or unconsciously decides not to hear anything at all. So there is that decision to ignore, the decision to not pay attention, the decision to not listen. So it's possible to do that intentionally because communication is always intentional. There is that purpose inside people whether they want to communicate or not to communicate. So in this particular case, there are some people who are decided not to hear anything at all. Of course, don't do that. Except na lang talaga kung yamot na yamot ka sa kausap mo, you want the other person feel na ayaw mong makinig sa kanya. Pero we don't do that in professional situation. We don't do that to formal situations like, attending classes or attending conferences, attending seminars or trainings, or you are maybe in a personal situation like listening to a friend who is sharing his or her problem or opening up on something. Napakahalaga 'di ba nung may makikinig sa'yo? At napakahalaga din naman na makikinig ka. So piliin lang natin yung mga pagkakataon na we do non-listening. Okay? So next up, here are some of the reasons why people tune out when they should be listening. So ano nga ba yung mga rason on why people tune out or they intend not to listen? Number one, the speaker is hard to understand. Maybe the person you're listening to has this unclear speaking voice. So nag-slur siya, nagmamumbling siya, or meron siyang speech problem. That is why we always say na it's very important for you guys to speak clearly. In fact, in English, I don't really recommend you guys trying to sound like, for example, British or American, or trying to sound like anyone else. The goal in speaking English is to speak English and to be clear about it and express your thoughts using the language. Ang pinakamahalaga naman when you speak English is that you are understood and you are clear about what you're trying to say. So, baka nga hindi ka pa maintindihan kung nagpapaka-British accent ka o nagpapaka-American accent ka. So I was saying, some people want to do those accent because they want to impress. But don't do that because there is such a thing already called world Englishes where tayo mga Pinoy na napaka-discriminatory natin at saka ano ba tawag doon? Racist, may pagka-racist tayo when it comes to speaking English also because we tend to promote and encourage more yung American and British as the standard of English. Pero wala namang standard na ngayon eh. Ang standard na English ngayon ay yung tamang English at yung English na malinaw, hindi yung tunog Amerikano o tunog British. Okay, so siguro kung pasosyal ka lang, trip-trip mo lang, pwede naman, but you might get the ire of some people, baka may mga mayamot lang sa'yo and all. So, always use language, any language in particular, or English, for example, not really to impress people, but to express your thoughts, your ideas, to participate, to learn, to know, things like that. So, hindi naman kailangan na maging ano tayo, maging ano may tawag doon? Pinipeke lang natin yung accent natin. Another reason why people don't listen is that the speaker is not believable. Yes, it's very important that people have the credibility when they discuss something. So, syempre, siya yung nag-aral yan, siya yung nagtapos dyan, siya yung nag-training dyan. So, siya yung may karapatan na mag-discuss sa topic na yan. Okay? So, you have to really make sure that when you talk about something, you are sure about it, you have research about it, because people will know if you are faking and people will know if you don't know that particular topic. So that's one of the reason why pag yung isang tao nagsalita sa harap, so alam ng mga kausap mo na hindi ka sigurado sa mga sinasabi mo. So that could be one factor when people tune out or not get interested with what you want to tell them. Another one, the speaker is disorganized, so walang kaayusan. The listener has found the ideas hard to follow, meaning the speaker isn't able to provide explanations that are clear or explanations that are relatable to. Okay, so I think I'm back. Nawalan ako ng konting internet. So nasa bahay kasi tayo ngayon. Disconnect ako for quite a while. So gaya nga sinasabi ko kanina, okay, so there are some speakers who are not able to explain properly, so the listeners aren't able to follow with the discussion. So as a speaker, it's important for you to be able to provide examples that are clear, examples that are understandable to your listener. And you should present that in a logical or in a very organized manner. Okay? Also, hindi nakikinig ang mga tao kasi may mga speaker, some speakers' words don't meet the listener's needs. So, some listeners are not interested. Parang ang tanong nila, ano bang silbi niyan sa buhay ko? But of course, not everything has a direct connection with your life. Say for example, baka may mga nangmimiloso po na bakit naman na makikinig dyan sa calculus? Ano bang kinalaman yan? Bibili lang naman ako ng fishball sa kanto. Kailangan mo magka-calculus ba ako? Yung mga ganong mga reasoning ng mga ibang estudyante na para lang ma-prove nila na wala ang connection yung isang bagay. Pero kasi we don't really try to connect everything into everything. There are purposes for one thing to something. Hindi naman talaga lahat mapapakinabangan mo yon sa lahat ng pagkakataon. But definitely, the things you are learning, so you spend a lot of listening to lectures in your classes, so definitely, yung mga subject na yan, yung mga course na yan, nandyan yan kasi meron yan silbi. Meron yan paggagamitan sa inyong profession balang araw. Or the speaker uses too many unfamiliar or technical words. So if you're a speaker and you know a lot of terms that are not familiar, so you have to explain that to your listener palagi na meron ka binanggit na term na kakaiba na hindi naman karaniwan, kailangan mo yan mapaliwanag sa iyong mga listeners when you are speaking. So kayo, in the future, you will become architects and there will be a lot of terms that only architects can understand. But if you talk to normal, regular people who aren't architects, of course, you don't talk architect, you talk simple language. Or if you mention technical terms, you have to explain that to your client about that particular technical term so you will understand each other. Another reason why people tune out is that because the listener doesn't understand the language well. The speaker is not using the listener's first language. So syempre doon tayo sa komportableng lengguwahe na magkakaintindihan tayo palagi so that your listeners will pay attention to you. Next up, ang haba pa na slides natin. Okay, here also other reasons are the listener is afraid of what she or may hear. Pero minsan kailangan natin gawin yon kahit hindi masarap pakinggan, hindi maganda sa tenga, kailangan siyang marinig. But people tend to tune out when when they're afraid to hear something. Or the listener is narrow-minded, pwede rin ganun. Talagang matigas lang yung ulo nung nakikinig, makitid ang utak, ganun. Pwede naman talaga yun eh, may mga taong ayaw talaga makinig. The speaker's words threatens a personal opinion. You know, if you hold an opinion, you have to know that opinions are not permanent and opinions can be changed and opinions should be changed if needed, especially if you are presented with a correction or a facts that go against your opinion. So pag na-invalidate yung opinion natin, huwag tayong magagalit kasi posible naman talaga na mali yung opinion natin. We are entitled to our own opinions, but we are not entitled to our own facts. So magkaibang bagay yon. Or the listener is lazy or tired. Possible naman. The listener is focused on him or herself and isn't interested in anything else. So those are the many reasons why people tune out or people do not pay attention, do not what they call that, they don't want to listen to someone because of many reasons. Okay, so tingnan natin to. So, ano-ano mga pagkakataon sa buhay natin yung pwedeng hindi tayo makinig, tas okay lang? Meron ba kayo naiisip na mga pagkakataon where it's possible for us to not listen because it's a good idea to not listen? Can you share one in the chat box? How about a situation where non-listening will get you in trouble? Ano naman yung mga pagkakataon na pag hindi ka nakinig, nako siguradong magkakaproblema ka. Another question, isipin din natin, under what circumstances are you most likely to not listen? Okay, so number 4, how would you get a non-listener's attention? So we discussed it kanina. And then number 5, intentionally non-listen when a friend speaks. What happens? Syempre, it affects our relationship. Anyway, going back to number 1 and 2. Number 1 muna, can you give one situation when non-listening is a good idea? Can you share your answer in the chat box? Negative stories. Ayaw, pwede din. Depende sa tao yan. Another, sino pang may naiisip? Yeah, fake news, no? Judgmental remarks, confidential topics, pwede rin naman. Yeah, when shaming, of course, usually no, kapag mga negative na mga sinasabi ng tao, talking about other people's life, we don't wanna listen to that. Nag-tune out tayo, di ba? How about number 2? Can you give one situation naman na kapag nakinig ka, na pag hindi ka naman nakinig, ay mapapahamak ka naman? Possible na mapahamak ka kapag hindi ka nakinig. Example, during lessons, tama naman din. Any kind of lesson, pwede yun. Example, when your parents are talking to you, sabi nung ibang section kahapon, or ano ba, pag di ka nakinig sa gusto ng jowa mo, magkakagulo, mga gano'n. Important na instructions, tama. Naku, pag di na nasabi ulit yon. Or mga discussion kapag merong grade recitation, mapapahamak ka talaga pag di ka nakinig. Yeah, usually, when you ask for directions and you don't pay attention, so mga simpleng bagay lang could actually affect our day-to-day situation. Salamat sa mga nag-participate. Let's now move on to marginal listening. So when we say marginal listening, so from the word margin, okay, so when we actually say margining, it's like you are just selecting. Okay? You select, you browse. You don't read everything, you don't listen to everything, you just try to capture some information that are available to you. So listeners pay only enough attention to the sounds around them to tune in when the messages are important and tune out when that aren't. So I think may next slide pa yan. For example, you need to tune out sounds that don't affect you. For example, if you live near a railway track or under an airport approach, grabe naman yung bahay mo, no? Airport sa kabila, tapos LRT sa kabila. Do you hear every train or plane that passes? Hindi naman, di ba? Mas nasasanay ka eh. Parang nai-ignore mo na siya kapag sanay ka na. When you are listening to the radio, may nakinig ko ba sa radyo sa inyo? Ako mahilig ako makinig sa radyo, sa kotse. I don't know, it gives me that 90s vibe, but Spotify is the thing right now, and podcast and YouTube na ngayon, but I still love the radio. It gives something, a feeling na nostalgia maybe. Do you listen to all the commercials or all of the news items? Mahilig ako makinig ng balita sa radyo. Yan. So nakakatawa lang makinig ng balita sa radyo. Every single morning, pag nag-drive ako papasok ng school. As a parent, do you focus on every sound your children make, or are you more likely to pay attention only to silences, which usually signal that they are into something they should be doing? You probably already do a lot of marginal listening without thinking about it. So ginagawa niyo na yan. Alam niyo tong marginal listening. It's like there are many things around you, but you choose to listen to what you intend to listen to. So alam naman natin yon, selective yung listening natin, and we only want to listen to what's important. Okay? So marginal listening also means keeping your ears open for keywords or sounds that will tell you when to start listening and paying attention. For instance, although parents always hear their child crying, they often only pay attention to crying that signals pain or fear. You may not hear what is on the radio until the station plays a particular tune or sounds to signal the start of news or weather reports. Tama yun, no? May mga sound na pag narinig natin, may nati-trigger na emotion sa atin. Di ba? Ano yung tunog pag may nawawalang, pag may announcement sa SM, alam niyo yung tunog nun, di ba? Pag merong announcement sa SM, may tutunog sa unahan. So alam mo na may i-announce. Or yung sound ng ambulansya, for example, it means may signal yon ng emergency. So, yung mga ganung bagay, those are actually our marginal listening at work. Yeah. So, meron mga na-program sa atin ng mga sounds that will tell us something. Okay, so effective listeners adopt these natural filtering skills until they are able to filter out what they don't need and accurately identify what they want to attend to. Buti ka ngayon sa Messenger pwede ka na mag-customize ng sound. sa bawat tao. So alam mo na pag tumunog yung notification alert na yun, alam mo na siya yung nagpadala ng message. O meron ng ganun ngayon sa Messenger. Okay? So as well, they know how to focus their attention and listen even when ang mga marginal listeners dapat, if you want to do practice marginal listening, you don't agree with the speakers, they focus their attention and listen even when they don't agree with the speaker's opinion. Okay? Even when they are tired, hungry, frustrated, or angry, their personal problems overwhelm them. They think something will be too difficult for them. They encounter new ideas. They think a topic like history, classical music, etc. is boring or stupid. So there are many reasons why people choose to listen some things for many factors lang. Tulad nyo din, pag hindi kayo interesado, yung hindi nyo mapakinggan. Pag interesado kayo, mapakinggan nyo syempre. Kapag pagod kayo or puyat, for example, inaantok, pinipili nyo na lang yung mga gusto niyo pakinggan kung nasa situation kayo na kailangan nyo talaga makinig, tulad ng class lecture ngayon. Okay? So next up, good listeners and learners never tune out automatically. They always make sure that the messages they decide to ignore are only those that are not important to them. So very good listeners, especially academic listeners and professional listeners, you know the important that you need to look at kapag nakikinig ka. Kasi may mga exam talaga guys na makikinig ka talaga. For example, gusto niyo magtrabaho abroad someday as an architect in Canada or in UK or in the US or any European country or any English-speaking country. If you want to work to that places and you have to really practice your English and you need to get certifications in English like the IELTS or the International English Language Testing System na gagawin natin dito sa ating klase in the coming weeks. Kayo ay mag-practice exam ng mga listening exam na kamukhang kamukha ng mga exam na ginagawa sa UK, sa US, sa Canada. So you can get the certification to be allowed to work in those countries. Kaya yun yung mga klase ng listening na talaga makikinig ka at aalamin mo kung paano, ano yung dapat mong gawin sa pakikinig sa mga ganung bagay. Alright, so kung inisip ninyo na wala to, lecture lang, kailangan lang maipasa yung SN kasi requirement. But there are intentions why we are doing these trainings in you guys, why we are enhancing your English. Because number one, to improve your English. And of course, another reason is to prepare you for English exams that will be needed in your career in the future. So, kung mag-civil service exam din kayo, marami ding mga pakinabangan sa course na to. Okay? So, 4 years lang kayo sa BPSU. So, sulitin nyo yun. Okay? At 4 na taon kayong makikinig sa mga prof nyo. Imagine guys, no? Parang majority ng lahat ng buhay nyo sa buong BPSU, you're going to listen to a lot of people, especially your profs. Okay, so whatever your degree, kahit anong kurso pa yung tinitake mo ngayon, it's really important na ma-develop mo yung listening skills mo kasi it's important for your personal life and your professional life. May mga tao na bang napahamak kasi hindi marunong makinig? Of course, meron. May mga tao na bang nasira ang buhay dahil mali yung narinig? Of course, meron na. Okay, that is how significant listening is in our lives. It's not only a requirement but a practical skills needed para sa atin. Okay? So, when is marginal listening a good idea? Can you please turn off our microphones? Okay. If we are not being called to speak, please do not turn on our microphones. Okay, so when is marginal listening a good idea or a bad idea? If you were listening marginally to someone, what would you do to make him her think that you are really paying careful attention? Pero yung ultimate na question dyan, okay lang bang magpanggap na nakikinig tayo? Siyempre hindi, di ba? Alam natin yung sagot doon. In any way, pretending is not good. Although it can help, but siyempre pag tinanong ka, dapat makasagot ka na maayos kasi siyempre problema din naman yan. Okay, let's move forward to letter C, attentive listening. So attentive listening means listening with a purpose. This is the kind of listening to do when you have decided to pay attention because you need the information. Kung ako sa inyo guys, ngayong habang nag-aaral ako, makikinig talaga ng mabuti. Hindi yung kapag review na lang sa board exam, sa review center ka na lang talaga makikinig, yung magkakaram ka na para lang maipasa mo yung exam mo, imbis na nag-effort ka na i-develop yung pakikinig sa mga prof mo during your 4 years. Nakagraduate ka nga pero nagkaram ka naman sa review center. You know, the best time to review for your board exam is today. Ngayon na. Start na siya ngayon. Hindi sa review center, hindi sa Manila, hindi sa labas. Dito sa school. Sa school mismo, magisimula ang iyong preparation to get your professional license in the future. So, attend your classes and listen with purpose always so you can maximize the time that you have in the university. Okay, so ano ba to? Perhaps you are a lecture on how to use the internet or maybe you are naputol siya. Okay, ayan siya. Maybe you are evaluating the speaker and the message to see if it is a true message and one that applies to you. Okay, or maybe you are listening to a friend tell you, karambol-rambol na. Ano ba nangyari dito? Listening to a friend tell you how to get someplace special. Once you have decided that the message is important to you, you focus your attention fully on everything the speaker says and does. Attentive listening is really just concentrating on what you hear and using all your energy to understand the message. Sobrang attentive tayo kapag halimbawa math yung course, no? Talagang makikinig ka talaga, no, sa math, or kaya may skills sa tinuturo na kailangan mo talagang pakinggan na maigi kasi kailangan mong gawin yung skills na yon afterwards. Okay? Alright. May napasok lang na sentence dyan, pero sa critical listening yun later on. Okay? So now let's move on with critical listening. It's really part of attentive listening. It takes place when you are looking for correct and accurate information. Pero pag sinabi natin critical listening, hindi ka nandito para maghanap ng mali. You don't find faults, but you are just listening to evaluate whether what you hear is correct and what you hear is accurate information. So the listener has to judge or evaluate both the speaker and the message before deciding to accept or reject it. Good listeners need to develop strategies to help them evaluate what they listen to. The word critical does not necessarily mean finding fault with something. It means evaluating the speaker and the message to see if it's a true message and one that applies to you. Pero hindi naman basta-basta tong critical listening, guys, no? It doesn't really happen that you become a critical listener. For example, if you are listening to a political message, kailangan maalam ka sa iba't ibang aspeto ng issue na yon para talagang magkaroon ka ng malinaw at maayos sa pananaw tungkol sa issue na yan. Okay? Because being critical means that you are in the process of, evaluating the issue. Paano mo may evaluate yung issue kung hindi ka naman properly informed about the different angles of that issue? Kaya nga mahirap magkritik-kritik lang basta-basta. Para maging maayos kang kritik, kailangan grounded ka on facts. Grounded ka dapat on evidences at marami kang alam na information, so you can provide a very fair and a very objective evaluation about any issue or any argument. Kasi hindi kasi tayo pwedeng uh, dada tayo ng dada pero ignorante naman tayo tungkol sa issue. O for example, ngayon, 'di ba season na ngayon ng student government election sa BPSU, no? So bago tayo makihalo-halo sa mga diskusyunan, mas maigi siguro na pag-aralan muna natin. Let's try to research and investigate, gather our data, gather our information before we come up with a conclusion or a judgment about something or someone. Kasi mahirap yon na kapag kokonti lang yung alam mo tapos madaldal ka pa, kapag magaling ka pa, wala ka namang alam. So problemang malaki yon, di ba? Hindi mo pwedeng daldal ka lang ng daldal, ang dami mong sinasabi pero hindi ka naman nag-aaral. Hindi mo naman inaaral yung issue na kailangan mong i-evaluate. Sino yung gusto ko sabihin about critical listening? So pag may narinig tayo, bago tayo mag-react, palabas gamit ang bibig natin, we have to make sure that our words would be grounded on facts. It should be grounded on evidence. It should be an opinion na base sa ebidensya. Kasi hindi lahat ng opinion dapat tanggapin. Not all opinions are valid. Not all opinions are correct. And not all opinions are logical. So kailangan maging matalino tayo kung susuong ka sa argumento, kailangan hindi ka magmukhang tanga afterwards. So dapat matalino, no? So ang mga batang bayani ay matatalino. Kabataang matalino, sabi ng ating hymn, di ba? Kabataang matalino at kapakipakinabang. So umiwas tayo na mag-participate sa social media kung puro katangahan lang din naman yung sasabihin natin sa mga comment section ng mga discussion boards. So practice your being critical by being intelligent and by being informed, educated, based on evidence dapat yung ating mga sasabihin. Okay? So much of what you listen to every day is designed to persuade you. Ayan. We hear a lot of things every day, mga patalastas, mga kampanya, mga pananalita. We hear a lot of things and they tend to want to change the way we see things. They want us to change our minds. They want us to support something, to support someone, or they want us to reject something or to reject someone. So, yung mga bagay na gano'n na may narinig tayo at kailangan nating mag-decide, for example, mag-isip, you have to really hold back and try to find all related information for you to decide, okay, and make a judgment on something. You need to listen critically so you can separate the facts. Totoo ba yan o binubola mo lang ako? Parang ganon. Is it true or mabulaklak lang siyang magsalita? So kailangan mong tignan yon, no? So sa mga patalastas sa TV, sa radyo, yung mga sinasabi ng mga politiko, ng mga leaders, sa mga nangangampanya, maaring masarap pakinggan sa tenga, they sound really good in our ears, pero ang tanong, is it factual? Is it correct? Should I believe this? Should I believe that? Should I support that? Or should I reject that? So take note na yung mga tao na magaling magsalita, dinadala lang nila yung ating emosyon. Parang ang sarap, ay ang sarap naman yan. Ay okay na okay yan. Pero you always go back to factual evidences. Okay, persuasion or trying to convince you is often the speaker's goal. As a listener, okay, it is your responsibility to evaluate the speaker's truthfulness and motivation as well as understand and evaluate the accuracy of the message before you act. Huwag oo kaagad. Huwag mag-amen kaagad. Huwag sasama kaagad. Huwag sasali kaagad. Huwag mag-join kaagad. Kailangan maunawaan mo muna ng maigi if the information is accurate before you act. So to be a critical listener, ano daw yung mga dapat nating gawin to become a critical listener? Okay? You should, number one, to become a critical listener, you should decide whether the speaker has the experience and knowledge to give the correct information. Halimbawa, sabi niya, ako po ay magiging mahusay na leader ng ating eskwelahan. Pero ang tanong, ano na yung mga napatunayan niya? Ano na yung mga nagawa niya dati? Ano na yung meron siya na magpapatunay na pwede talaga siyang maging mahusay na leader? Pwede ba yun yung bigla na lang susulpot sa harapan mo tapos sabihin niya gusto niya maging presidente, maging konsihal, maging kapitan, maging mayor? Parang ano yung ginawa niya before? Para kahit papaano meron tayong basis na magiging magaling siyang leader, for example. Okay? Kasi lang tayo kasi mga Pilipino, problematic din tayo, no? Pag maganda, pag pogi, pag anak ni ganire, anak ni ganyan, pag mayaman, kapag sikat, yun na lang yung basihan. Pero dapat we should do better. Okay? And take a look at the experience and knowledge on that particular person, on a speaker na yan. Another one is to decide whether the speaker is impartial. Is the person a reliable source of information? Objective ba yung tao na yan? Baka naman supporter yan ni ganito. Parang tayo may iniwala, may sinasabi yan sa kabila pero taga dun naman siya. Inaaway niya yung kabila pero taga kabilang kampo pala siya. So we need to look for someone who is neutral at least so we can see if he or she is being impartial. Number 3, decide if the speaker sources and facts are reliable. Ang daling sabihin ngayon na according to scientists, sabi nilang gano'n, according to experts. Ang tanong, sino yung expert na yan? Si Harry Roque? Sino yung expert na yan? Okay? Si Mocha Uson? So you have to know who are and what are the sources of those information so we can really see that the information being provided to us ay dapat nating paniwalaan. Galing sa internet daw, sabi sa internet, sabi sa Facebook, kailangan natin ng reliable na information. For example, kung ano yan, kung mga bagyo-bagyo yan, tsaka mga baha-baha, pag-ulan, who is the most reliable or what is the most reliable place that we can use so we can have a credible information? Siyempre, DOST, pag-asa na yan. Alangan namang sa kanto-kanto lang, di ba? Kapag mga pagputok ng bulkan, syempre kailangan mga taga-Philbox yan. Okay? Kapag tungkol sa mga problema sa kalikasan natin, syempre dapat sa mga taga-DNR tayo manghingi ng information. You see, dapat yung ating mga sources and facts are reliable. Number 4, decide whether there is enough information to make a good decision. Okay? So, at least you try to get multiple sources. Dapat marami kang reference, kumbaga, para mas okay yung decision making. Tapos dapat yung mga references galing sa iba't ibang mga lugar, iba't ibang mga tao. So you will know talaga na the references that you have are not biased or not favoring only just one aspect of the truth. Okay? So, halimbawa, dyaryo, merong isang balita. Para malaman mo yung sinasabi ng iba't ibang tao tungkol dyan, magbasa ka ng Inquirer, anong sinasabi sa Manila Bulletin, anong sinasabi ng Philippine Star, anong sinasabi ng Tribune, or anong sinasabi ng ABS-CBN, ng GMA. So, tignan mo, no? Okay? Para iisang topic, ano yung sinasabi ng iba't ibang media dyan. So, you can decide better because you have multiple sources of information. Number 5, decide whether the speaker's reasoning is accurate and logical. Ayan, there's a separate discussion for us about logical fallacies. Okay, it's quite a very critical discussion. Pero ang bottom line lang, pag sinamating logical, kailangan yung sinasabi niya ay base sa tamang linya ng pag-iisip. Meron tayong discussion about logical fallacies. Di ba nakakainis kausap yung mga taong magulo kausap. Sino rin yung mga nakapanood ng hearing sa Senate lately? Di ba? Nakakayamot yung mga, yung mga discussion. Ewan ko ba? Ako naman, sinubukan ko naman talaga mahalin si Vice President kasi lang parang ang hirap talaga niyang kausap, di ba? Even Harry Roque, no? Sobrang hirap nila kausap. Di ba napanood niyo to, tong video na to? Kay Harry Roque. I don't know kung mag-play to. Ayan, so ayaw niya mag-play. Nayamot na din yung slides kay Harry Roque. Maybe directly sa ating source. Okay?
Hindi lang po ito laban ng Duterte at Marcos. Ang laban po ngayon ay puwersa ng kadiliman laban sa puwersa ng kasamaan.
Okay, kung alam niyo yung backstory niya, matatawan na lang talaga kayo. But maybe that's a good example of how critical listening is important so you can react properly sa mga isyong katulad niyan ngayon sa Pilipinas. Sa Pilipinas talaga, kapag tatanga-tanga ka, pag bobo-bobo ka, mabibiktima ka talaga ng maling mga desisyon sa pagboto, sa buhay natin, gano'n. So you have to really be very careful about the information that we consume. Kasi pag hindi ka talaga marunong mag-evaluate, nako, biktima ka talaga ng fake news, biktima ka talaga ng misinformation, biktima ka talaga ng disinformation. So we need a population that is educated. Alam niyo ba si Plato, takot na takot yan sa democracy, ayaw niya ng democracy. Sabi niya ang democracy ay para lang sa mga edukadong mga tao, sabi ni Plato. Sa kanyang libro The Republic, Plato said that he is afraid of democracy because of the tyranny of the majority. May tinatawag siyang ganoon yung tyranny of the majority. Yung pananraidor ng majority para mapahamak ang bayan. Di ba, hindi naman palaging maganda yung majority rule. Especially kung yung majority syusyunga-syunga, di ba? Pag yung majority syusyunga-syunga, medyo mapapahamak naman yung nag-iisip na minority. Kaya sabi ni Plato, we need to have mature democracies, and that requires, sabi ni Plato, para magkaroon tayo ng matinong demokrasya, kailangan daw natin ng matatalinong mga botante. Okay? Educated voters. According to Plato, who authored the book The Republic. Kaya tayo guys, yung generation nyo, maging mabuti kayo at matalinong mga mamamayan at mga botante. Okay, the next one is appreciative listening. Ito yung pinaka-relax lang na pakikinig. As you can see, no, like listening to music lang. The word appreciate means to grasp the quality or significance of something and is often used to mean the ability to understand, enjoy, or admire the excellence of something. Okay, so marami pakinggan. It's a combination of poetry and music. Appreciate lang natin kasi ang sarap pakinggan. Pag pinagsama mo ang music tsaka poetry, these are, anong tawag doon, eargasm. Kumbaga, it gives really good vibes sa ating mga tenga, sa ating mga utak. So example tayo, let's have some 3-minute video so we can have some appreciative listening activity also in this one. So play ko lang tong video saglit.
Ano pwede mo tugtugin dun?
Tama, pwede yan. Pwede. Ito, parang siguro yung chord na to, or
Yeah.
ito, pagpasok dyan.
It's like weird.
Ganun.
Yeah. It's like
And
weird.
then, yun.
How many poems on friendship do you know exist? I'll be honest when I say I don't know that many. And I don't think that's surprising.
Okay, so check ko lang. Parang nawala sa Gmeet. But okay, sige. Play natin ulit.
Yung chord na to, or
Yeah.
ito, pagpasok dyan.
It's like weird.
Ganun.
Yeah. It's
And then,
How many poems on friendship do you know exist? I'll be honest when I say I don't know that many. And I don't think that's surprising at all. I mean, we're Filipino after all, right? We treat romance like it's the most important thing in the world. We treat love like the sea, hopping on every love boat that we can to get from point A to point B, cherishing every moment, every monthsary, every memory. And I honestly think that's great. But do we ever write about friends? Surprisingly, not a lot. Surprisingly, not enough. So as short as this may be, though it may not be long enough to tell you how much you really do mean to me, let me thank you, friend, for everything, for all that you've done for me. I thank you, friend, for being there long before I even found love, long before my first kiss, long before I realized that I even like girls, even. Thank you, friend, for being there. And thank you for shipping me even though I never really asked you for your opinion. Thank you for thinking of me and throwing me a lifesaver. I thank you, friend, for being by my side long before Pokemon Go even entered the picture. I'll be honest with you, you were never my starter Pokemon, you were never my first choice, but you came into my life. It may have started with you borrowing a pen or a school project that we had to work on together, or maybe something as simple as trading cards even. You came when I needed you the most. And even though the journey was never easy, there was never a gym leader I was afraid to face with you by my side. As the song goes, what probably never meant to refer to anything related to school. You teach me, and I teach you. And you truly are my best friend in this world we must defend together. I thank you, friend, for helping me set my sails long before I realized I even wanted to venture out into the world. Thank you for being my wind, my first mate, my navigator even. Thank you for sticking out for the breaking and all the burning, through all the cannon fire and all the tides that kept us turning. I thank you for everything. Most especially helping me keep my ship together. Though I can thank you in so many ways, my friend, maybe let me thank you in just the best one. So grab your bags and hoist the colors. Call all of our little sisters and all our little brothers because adventure's calling us and we've only got today. So even though I've thanked you enough, I hope you'll allow me just one last request where you'll say, sure, I've got the ship ready, old friend. So how about I thank you with one more adventure?
All right. So that's spoken poetry, no, combined with music. So nakakatawa lang yan. Medyo matagal na yung video na yan from Globe. It's about, friendship and all that. Parang bukas yata, August 29, merong pa-contest sa buwan ng wika. I don't know, baka may subject kayo sa Filipino na you are like instructed to join yata for tomorrow. But anyway, so yun lang naman. Once again, no, when we say appreciative listening, it's often an appreciation that relates to music or literature. It involves both attentive and critical listening as well as open-mindedness. When you are listening to appreciate something, you are really cooperating with the person representing the message and allowing their words or music to create a mood or image they have in their heads enter your mind. Sino yung mga mahilig sa spoken poetry? Ang sarap pakinggan, di ba, na spoken poetry, especially Tagalog. Tagalog spoken poetry are really good genre of poetry na meron tayo ngayon. Okay? So, next up, so there are actually parang two categories of listening. Another categorization is on mass listening. That's when you listen together in public. And then face-to-face listening is like a smaller version of listening, maybe one-on-one or maybe just three people conversing. So, ang point lang natin dito is that mass listening is often passive because usually meron lang isang speaker sa harap and the public just listen and usually feedback is not required from the listener. Pero sa one-on-one, of course, dalawa lang kayo, tatlo lang kayo, konti lang kayo. Feedback is important in that level of conversation. Okay? So almost 1/3 of the listening you do every day is face-to-face. Siyempre, madalas kasama mo lang naman yung mga magulang mo, kapatid mo, mga kaibigan mo. So the interaction is more intimate. So kailan lang ba tayo nakaka-attend ng mga mass listening? Class lecture, for example, or seminars or trainings. Okay? So, this is a representation of the different types of listening that we do also. So, normally, 21% we do mass listening, especially if you are attending classes. So, face-to-face listening is the largest type of listening that we do every day, and other things we do like reading, writing, speaking as part of what we do araw-araw. Let's talk about the different strategies for effective listening. So these are only practical strategies for you to become an effective listener, guys. Kaya hindi ko na i-explain masyado tong mga to kasi these are already self-explanatory. Okay, number 1 is have a positive attitude about what you are going to hear. Huwag tayong atitsona, parang huwag tayong attitude na, ayaw makinig dyan, yung mga ganon. Kailangan palagi tayong merong positive na pananaw sa mga bagay-bagay. Another one is to make a commitment to listen attentively. Tulad ngayon, di ba, ang sarap matulog, guys. Talagang ang lamig sa kwarto, tapos umuulan. Nakakatamad umattend ng online class, o nga naman, di ba? So, pero you have to really, everything in life is just actually a matter of making a decision to commit. If you commit, definitely, yung commitment na yan, ang magiging reward niyan sa'yo ay success. Okay? Narinig niyo po ba ako? Can I see some thumbs up if my connection is still okay? Medyo malakas ang ulan dito sa Limay ngayon. I don't know kung okay pa internet ko. Sige, salamat. So tuloy natin. We're almost done with the discussion. Bakit mahalaga na kailangan healthy ka din when you listen? Siyempre, very practical naman yon, di ba? So wag magpupuyat o yung mga mahilig mag-ML dyan, tsaka mag-Valorant tuwing gabi, o mahilig mag-TikTok na walang kasawaan. So nakakapuyat yan, guys. It will affect your attention span and it will affect your listening skills also. So let's give sleep time. Matulog tayo at least 6 hours a day para healthy pa rin tayo. Also, be alert. Palagi yan. Kailangan alert tayo. Okay, we have to be, ba't napunta na sa Eat Smart? So be alert. If you are tired, your body simply doesn't have the resources to listen and understand effectively. So when there's something you want to know, make sure to get a good night's sleep before you expose yourself to the information. Siyempre, kumain din tayo ng tama, guys. Eat smart. Eat a little bit before you go into a listening session from which you need to get information. Okay, wag aaten ng klase ng gutom kasi pag ikaw ay gutom, antokin ka, wala kang attention, kapag naman sobrang busog, gusto mo ring matulog, so you may fall asleep in class after a big meal. Lalo na kung masyadong maratamis yung kinakain natin. So hunger will also distract you and keep you from paying full attention. So kumain ng tama, kumain sa oras, pero pwede rin kumain habang umaattend ng klase. Wala namang problema doon, di ba? Next one is be comfortable, guys. Find a seat that is comfortable. Okay, hanggat maaari, wag hihiga sa kama kapag umaattend sa online class kasi delikado tayo dyan. Baka makatulog tayo habang nakahiga. And I'm sure baka meron na dyan mga tumutulo na yung laway ngayon. Malalaman natin yan mamaya kung sino may iwan sa Gmeet. Sila yung mga naka-on lang ang Gmeet pero wala naman talaga dito ngayon. Hindi natin sila kasama. Okay, so those people who sit in the back have usually already made a decision that they aren't really interested. Pag sa classroom naman, interesadong estudyante yung nauupo sa harapan. So maupo tayo sa harap, guys. Bilang patunay na interesado ka talaga. So yung mga nakaupo sa likod, yan ang target palagi ng mga prof na tawagin. Kasi ibig sabihin nun, pag nakaupo sa likod, hindi interesado, so sila ang target para tawagin sa klase. Okay? So be an active listener, make regular eye contact with the speaker. Okay? So it's an important strategy also for you to become a better listener. So be active, sit up straight, okay? Because it's part of your commitment to listen to your speaker. Next one, listen to the whole message before making a judgment. Again, makinig muna bago manghusga. So practical na yan, hindi ko na yan kailangan na-explain pa. Paraphrasing is that when you try to put the speaker's idea into your own words, kapag kaya mo daw i-translate yung sinabi yung sinabi sa'yo, sinabi mo sa iba, ibig sabihin na nakinig ka talaga. If you can paraphrase what the speaker says, it means that you understand. Your brain can only use and store information that makes sense to you in your own words. Pag hindi mo daw kayang, isa sa mga patunay daw, hindi naman daw to, isa sa mga patunay na nakinig ka talaga is kapag naituro mo sa iba yung natutunan mo, it shows that you are able to capture what you've heard or what you've learned. So, isa sa mga pinakamabisang paraan para maging tagumpay sa pag-aaral ay ituro sa iba ang iyong natutunan. Kaya nga napakaganda ng group study tsaka ng peer tutoring. Another one is concentrate. Alam na ninyo kung paano ginagawa yan. Okay? So maraming paraan para mag-concentrate, guys. Another one, remove distractions. Alam nyo na yan. Internet, cellphone, gadgets could affect your focus. Learn to block out distractions also. You must learn to live with them. You must learn to live without them. Yun. With practice and commitment to listen, you can learn to block out the unimportant sounds around you so you can focus on what you are doing. Yung iba naman dito, hindi ko na guys babasahin. Nasa website to. Mga tips lang ito kung paano umattend sa klase. Academic listening. Meron naman tayong separate discussion pa on academic listening. Ito ay mga preliminaries lang. So be prepared. Listen for main ideas. Gagawin natin yan. Meron tayong exercise dyan. Listen for major headings. Listen for numbered lists. Okay, listen for repetition. Yung madalas na sinasabi pa ulit-ulit, mahalaga yun. Okay? So we have also listen for transitions and other structural devices. Ano pa? Pay attention to visuals. Pay attention to the speaker's voice. Watch the speaker's body language, gestures, facial expressions. For me, ito yung pinakamahalaga sa lahat. Ask questions. I still remember my prof in UP, yung sabi niya sa amin na the real measure of intelligence is not the answers you give, but the questions you ask. Again, okay, the real measure of a person's intelligence is not the answers you give, but the questions you ask. So ask questions palagi. Listen critically, napag-usapan natin kanina yung critically, so okay yon. Take down notes to na mali lang ng label. Take down notes also, it's important. Review what you have listened within 2 to 3 hours, then daily or weekly. Sabi ko, di ba kahapon, guys, kalahati na lang ang inyong maalala after each lecture. So why not review daily or weekly para kayo makaalala sa mga pinag-uusapan natin. Alright? So, that's it, guys. That's a wrap. Okay? So remember that you are amazing. Some good words lang before we part ways today. Remember that you are amazing. Tell yourself that you are capable and keep moving forward. Okay, guys, for more information, visit our Google Classroom. There are lectures and additional videos there. Lahat ng ating pinag-aaralan, tinatambak ko lahat sa ating website. So doon kayo mag-review pag merong exam. Definitely meron tayong quiz about this topic. Online lang naman and self-paced. So, okay, mag-alala, madali lang, multiple choice and all that. Okay? So, I guess that's it, guys. We're gonna be ending our class right in this moment. And if you have questions, do not be afraid. Don't hesitate to send me a message. Kung hindi tayo friends sa Messenger, it will take time for me to see if you sent a message. Maybe you can alert me that you have sent me a message. So all handouts and all materials are available po in our Google Classroom, in our Facebook group, and in our course website. All right, so that's all for now, guys. Good afternoon to you all. Have a great day. Stay safe, stay dry. Mag-ingat tayong lahat.
Thank you po.
Thank you po.
You're welcome, guys. Ingat.
Thank you, sir.